First off, Major Mukund Varadarajan. I salute you, sir. Thank you for all the sacrifice and thank you for all that you've done for your nation. Next up, Sivakarthikeyan and Sai Pallavi. Great job in depicting these real life characters who were so strong. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Buddies and Blockbuster. I'm your host, AJ, and we're here to review Amaran. It's pretty funny in the US Veterans Day, and I'm reviewing this movie because this is a movie like a kudos to all the veterans. I know it's dedicated to an Indian Army man, but you could convey the message of showcasing respect across the board for every nation because every veteran who goes in, whether it's Army, Air Force, or Navy, what they do for the country is just next level. We need to be super grateful that we can sleep in a good house and all that stuff. It's mainly because these folks putting their lives on the line for us and keeping us safe. I'm just wearing this army tee as a small token of appreciation on this day, as this is the least that I can do. What they do is just next level, and this movie is definitely, it opens the lens of what happens in an army man's life. Yes, we have seen a lot of other movies this way, but I feel the two main components or buckets for this movie is what actually happens from an army man's lens and how he grows to being the major. It's a real life story. And the second, keep in mind, just like you and I, he has a family. He has a love story. He has a wife. How does that play a role in all of this? Initial reaction, it delivered. It did a great job in depicting the two main segments that the director wanted to showcase. It's directed by Rajkumar Periyasamy. I think that was his goal. At least in my opinion, I think that was his goal, to showcase these two buckets of army life with his family. For those of you who don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody should know this. Major Mukund was a highly ranked officer, sacrificed a lot for his country, and he always kept his country first over everything else. And Sivakarthikeyan did a great job in portraying Mukund from being this cute chocolate boy, but also showcasing his true grit and determination of, hey, I want to do something for this country. I want to become something more, and I want to be in the army, serve the nation, and stuff like that, regardless of what my parents say. Because throughout this whole movie, I love the banter between the son and the mother, right? Because she was like, I didn't raise you for going away from me. I raised you so that you can get a good job. We can be together, happy life, happy family, right? And then he was like, you need to be proud that I'm going to serve for this country. So you can lift your head up. That back and forth was so good to see. Sai Pallavi, I've loved her from Premam, and then she carries forward that same kind of, cuteness. She's just adorable throughout the whole piece. Yes, there's a couple of cringeworthy moments during the college times between the two of them, but that's how it needs to be. I'm pretty sure we've done a lot of cringy stuff during our relationship times, right? So it's good to see what she brings to the table. And I want to talk about the first piece, which is more of, like, let's say, the 30% or 40% of the movie is mainly the bond, the chemistry between Mukund and Indu. That piece, from the way how they met in college, how they got attracted to each other, loved each other. It wasn't an easy ride, being honest. They had a lot of pull and pushing with the family. They had to battle through all of that. I've faced the same thing, just like most of our Indian folks do, myself included, that we need to convince our parents if it's a love marriage, right? That piece is there a whole lot, and they go through it, and finally, yes, they have a family and all that good stuff, but it's more to it. It's not like you and I. We have somebody who's being away from his family for the most part, and that dynamic of how does she handle all of this by herself, and how does he continue on his goals of being this true army man. That whole scenario there, it gets you. This is, I'm just letting you know, this is a emotional roller coaster ride of a movie. You connect with the two characters. The movie revolves around these two folks. Just like, yes, there are other supporting folks that blends well, that does a great job in uplifting these scenes and the storyline, but without Sivakarthikeyan and Sai Pallavi, I don't think this would have been as good. They depict these characters in the best way possible, and that's why it's so emotional. In terms of the army life, the one thing I must say, and I think we should all strive for this, I really like what they did in this movie, is the opening shot shows different people, different languages, different cultures. There might be in different religions, they value something else. Everybody is different, but what are they doing? When it comes to serving the nation, they're all one. There's no differences for the most part, and that's done in such a beautiful way. When they're in it together as a team, all of these bullshit around, oh, you talk a certain way, oh, you value some other god and stuff like that, it doesn't matter, because the one piece that you're fighting for is your country, and you got to just keep your country safe. That's the only goal. and they all bond well together as a team. I give immense kudos to the director for showcasing that piece of gotta be that way, gotta have the unity to move forward. The missions that he goes through, mostly it's around Kashmir with the whole POK piece, a lot of terrorists there, the civilian component, the way how they are facing a lot of obstacles and all of the struggles there. And plus, there are a lot of major folks that needs to be eliminated. And the way how he strategizes things, get to those terrorists is really good. Overall, I really had a great time in going through and learning more about Major Mukund. Just being honest, I think everybody should watch this movie to get a feel of how this life is and what did he do? How did he and Indu face those struggles together, got to the other side as they move forward in life? That was really good to see. Now, it's just a 2 hours movie, and that was surprising to me. I thought usually Tamil movies are 2 hours and 30 or 40, right? Initially, during the first half, I had this feeling of it's fast forwarding, it's going too fast. I get the point on why that was happening. It starts to showcase the real kind of story and those moments and stuff like that. But you might feel that at the beginning is like, okay, it's jumping from one scene to the next real quick, and you might think it needs to have a bit more pace. Maybe for a few folks, this is what I saw online, is a couple of dialogue deliveries that Sivakarthikeyan is doing, because there's a couple of motivational speeches and dialogues that you need to do because you're the leader, you gotta boost up your team. With his voice and his, he's a chocolate boy for me. I think he's trying too much. It's not kind of coming out, but it didn't bother me. But I can see why people were telling that. Overall, I think the way how he's depicted Major Mukund has been great. Sai Pallavi, you killed it as Indu. There's this one guy, Premalu's JK guy is here as Indu's brother, Jam Mohan. He's a dick. He's, you will hate him. He'll come around later on. But yeah, guys, just a lot of tears. Just be prepared for that. I had a good time. I commend the director for doing what he did with this movie. Because of that, to me, it's more around the 4 to 4.5 range. But a must watch if you guys have missed it, because this came in Diwali, which is like a week and a half or two ago. Be sure to check it out in your streaming platform as it comes in. It's making a lot of money. Just check the box office record. It has over 250 crores. So it's doing well. For the folks who watched Amaran, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Did you have the same connection that I did? And as always, guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and share.